All right, y'all, we are back and we are live on the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. There we go. I see you now. How are we today? It's Sunday. It's cold here. Of course, I'm in Mississippi, so it's really only about 40 degrees, but I'm sure that's not very cold to most of you, but it's cold for us down here. I just got back from the gym. Got in a little back biceps, some quick abs, and we are looking at the Bitcoin chart. What are we going to do in December, guys? I put out a video on this yesterday. Go to my channel real quick before we get started here. Jump in. I put out a major December update here. We go over historical price action here for Bitcoin, try to determine what we're looking for headed into the month of December. We'll kind of chat about it a little bit today, but we go into much more detail about it on this video. Go check it out. Subscribe to my channel while we're at it too. Please subscribe to my channel. That's all we ask. So subscribe, hit the thumbs up. That helps the channel, support the channel. We don't ask for much. We don't ask for much, guys. Give us a little hand here. What do we got going in the chat here? Jack says, hope we get a massive pump in December. Yeah, I do too. I do too. We might get it. I'll show you kind of what I'm looking for coming up. Kat says, hello from California. Is it cold out there? Probably not. Probably not. Mississippi, it's about mid-40s. Some big news here if you watch college football. We're waiting on the Lane Kiffin news. Lane Kiffin, the coach of Ole Miss, which I don't like Ole Miss, but I'm an LSU fan, Louisiana State. He might be going there. We should be finding out. Rumor is he's having a meeting right now with the team, so we should have an announcement pretty quick. I'm getting text now. I guess maybe he just made the announcement. Somebody just texted me. Let's see if we can find it real quick, guys. Bear with me, guys. We're going to jump in. We're going to jump into the charts, see if we can see some Lane Kiffin news here. I can't even spell today. It's one of those days. I don't see anything. Maybe it's just not updated yet. Somebody just texted me that he made the decision. We'll see. I'm torn on it. He's a good coach. He's having a good year with Ole Miss. He had a good year last year with Ole Miss, but really, before Ole Miss, he was a literally 500 win percentage coach. I mean, literally 500. No 10-win seasons, no playoff appearances, no national championships, failed miserably everywhere he's been. The difference is he's sober now, so maybe that was the problem all along was the alcohol. I can relate. I don't know, but he hasn't really proven himself at any of the bigger universities. Ole Miss, it's a big university, but it's not big compared to an LSU or a Texas or a USC, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm torn on it. But it can't be any worse than what we just had. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm ranting. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. We're going to do a little top-down analysis. I'm going to show you how I approach the chart each week and things I'll look for. You can see kind of a messy chart here. Most of this is from last week, so we're going to go through, clear up what needs to be cleared up, go through all that stuff. We're going to look at December stats, historical stats. We're going to try to determine where price is going. Let's see. Kat says, a little cool, not bad, like 50 degrees today. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not too bad. That's about like it is here. It's rainy here, though. It's kind of gloomy, rainy. It was kind of that way yesterday. It's that way today. They say it's going to be that way tomorrow. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump on in. We've already taken a couple trades today, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can pull them up for you. I gave these in my VIP Discord. I have a VIP Discord, guys. Go join the VIP Discord. We have Black Friday deals right now. I put these in here this morning as I took them. I took one yesterday evening. Let's see. What is today? Today's the 30th. So yesterday evening, I took a little more aggressive scalp at 90,780. Gave my stop loss. Told them when I took profits. Told them where I moved my stop loss to. And then I took a little, opened a hedge short earlier this morning. I got stopped out in profit on that. I think I've got those for you here. Let me see if I can pull them up. Little baby scout this morning. Here was the long that we took last night. Took this last night. A little 27% return on investment, not too shabby. And then we got a little little hedge short. We kind of hit a little turnaround. I actually should have done better on this short, but I got hit with slippage, which I hate slippage. It should have been about a 4% return on investment. Either way, we're up about $1,750 on the day. We did all this before 6 a.m. Well, actually, it looks like before 7 a.m. We did all this before 7 a.m. About $1,750 on the day. So not too bad for just a couple of trades given in advance in the VIP Discord. You can join my Discord. Flip over my channel where you just subscribed. Hopefully, click on the links, and you got my free and paid Discord. We have our Black Friday deals, which you can reach from there. Now through Cyber Monday, through the end of the day tomorrow. Matter of fact, guys, before I jump into this Bitcoin TA, coming up next, if we get 2 more 6-month or annual VIP members to sign up, 2 more, only 2 more, we're going to give away 1,000 USDT to to one lucky VIP Discord member. You must be a VIP Discord member to qualify, and only VIP Discord members will qualify. We'll do that drawing at the end of we'll probably do it Tuesday on the live stream, because you have until the end of the day tomorrow to sign up. So if we get 2 more, that can be you and one other person, we're going to give away 1,000 USDT, and we'll do it live on stream. So flip on over there, join that, and get these winning trades. We're batting for the month, all of November. We only had 1 losing trade, guys. We probably gave out 30 or 40 trades. Matter of fact, we do a live trade with you almost every Monday through Friday at the U.S. Market Open, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. We do it live. And we only lost 1 trade last month, guys. 1 trade. So we have a really high win percentage. We do a lot of scalps. We're looking for our swings, though. Let's see. For anyone on the fence, VIP has been on the money, worth the investment, in my opinion. Thanks, John. Yeah, I've seen you in there. I pay attention. I snoop in there every once in a while. I've seen you. Good job, man. Congrats on those wins. You've had some good wins. LOL, $1,000 for all of us. Yeah. Slip of the tongue. My bad. $1,000 to a lucky winner, but we'll do that live. So to qualify, you must go join. Anyway, let's take a look at Bitcoin. See what it's doing. Guys, you're going to find this really interesting. This links back to that video that I did yesterday. I just showed you the video right here. I'll show you one more time. Major December update. Let's kind of go through that real quick, okay? Here's what we're looking for. I've got this chart here somewhere. There it is. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. All right, so I've gone through Bitcoin every single month of every single year, and I have marked out the open, the close, the high, the low, the wick high, the wick low, the high date, the low date, all that kind of good stuff, and put it in this chart format. And we're trying to see patterns. Like, what is the average of this stuff so we can predict? I know you can't always predict future performance, but we can kind of get a general idea of approximately what it does, and to look for trends that we can kind of determine what's going to happen. And there's a pretty clear one here in December, okay? You see I've got everything marked here. You see these 2 purple boxes? Well, it's 4 different years, okay? Marked down to the 2 boxes, 2 years in a row, then a gap, and then 2 more years in a row. These are, I got it marked on the November too. So here, we're on November. See, each of these 4 years, November closed negatively, okay? When November closed negatively, it's only done it 4 times. Today will be the 5th, but we can't count that because it's not done yet, number 1. And number 2, we don't know how December is going to perform. But so the 4 previous years that it's closed negatively, December has also closed negatively for those same years, okay? So thus far, it has not skipped a year. When November closed negatively, December closes negatively also. But there's a clear trend so that we can tell exactly how December is going to close, or at least has in the past. So we're going to go with that. Here's what I want you to see. I'm thinking December is going to break the trend and close positive this month. And I rarely go against statistics, especially 100% statistics. Granted, 4 times is not a whole lot of statistical history, but let me show you what I see here. So let's remove every time that it closes negatively. Okay, let's move every year that Bitcoin is closed negative and see if we can find a trend on a positive close, okay? So what you're going to see in just a moment are all the positive Decembers, okay? And there we go. Let's see if we have any outliers. This is a little outlier here. If you follow me to the right, this average wick high is 98%. That is a major outlier. So let's remove that. This 22nd right here, that's a major outlier too. Usually these are first, second, first. You see that? So let's remove that. So if you remove the major outliers, which that's not to say it can't happen again, but you know, it's just like when you're in grade school. If your average is a 98 and then somewhere along the way you had a quiz that you scored a 22 on, it's called a curve. They throw that out. You know, it's an outlier. It doesn't represent what typically happens. So we throw those out, and it leaves us with these. Basically, if we're going to have a positive closing in December every single time in the past, the average low, the date that Bitcoin sets its low for the month, averages on the 4th, 3.8. That's 3 days and 8/10 of the 4th day. So on the 4th day, which means if Bitcoin is going to close positively, we would expect the low for Bitcoin to come in the first week of December. Okay, and what can we expect for that? So on the months that Bitcoin has its low in the first week of December and it finishes positive, we expect about a 5% drawdown. You can see it here, 4.88%, okay? And one of those was a 10%er. If we took that out, we're not going to, because 10% is very doable for Bitcoin. So about a 5% drawdown, okay? If you get that 5% drawdown, you're going to be expecting a win percentage of about 28.69%, about 29% to the upside, okay? So 5% drawdown, 28% to the upside. Let's go take a look at the chart and see what that looks like. And I've marked it out here. I've written it out here. So for positive close, we're looking for, I put 5 to 7% low in the first week, okay, to give it a little range. That way we're not looking for exactly 5% on the dot. 5 to 7%, a high near the 15th. If we flip back to our chart here, we can see the high was about the 17th, so somewhere in the middle of the month there. You got one high here on the 31st. That's a major outlier. If you took that away, you're looking at the 14th. So somewhere in there, after about 2 weeks, somewhere in that third week of December, we should be looking at our high. Before Christmas, we should be looking for the high, okay? So about the 15th or so of the month for the high. So here's what we could be looking at. Let's throw a fib on and see if we have any confluence there. Let's throw a fib from the bottom here to the top of this little bounce we've gotten so far. And here's our fibs. Let's measure those out. I'm looking at the daily time frame here, guys. We're going to measure those out real quick. So assuming that Bitcoin closes today, which is the end of the month, somewhere around current price action, let's see what that would be. We come right down here to our 0.5 fib at 5%, or we make it to the golden pocket at about 7%. So right in there, guys, we're looking for a pullback. Listen, historically speaking, if we want to close positive for December, we want a pullback in this first week of December. We want to come down, set a higher low here, somewhere around $85,000, $86,000, okay? Somewhere like that. That's what we want. I know a lot of you are pulling for upside, but let me tell you, looking at the historical data, if we start off December to the upside, that is not looking good, okay? Historically, we'll go through that in a second, but historically, that has always meant we're going to have a negative closing December when you start out to the upside. So if we got that drop like we're hoping for, like I'm hoping for, and then we put 28% on top of that. So we close 28%, which is the average to the top side. Let's see where that would take Bitcoin. 28%, somewhere right around there, about 116,000. You can see these peaks right here, somewhere right around there. Let's throw on a fib, see if you have any confluence in that area. From the all-time high to this last major low. Right there, boom, 786. You're looking at the 786 right there. Exactly 28% from current price action, okay? You know, I'll be honest, guys. Where the market is right now, I would be looking for more like this 109, 110 range, this golden pocket. I think that's a more reasonable pump. But hey, at the end of the day, stats are stats. I mean, who am I? Who am I to sit here and go against the stats? But then again, 28% is just the average. That means some months of December, it's been more, some months less. If I had to predict right now, I would say this is going to be a lesser pump of a month. but I still think a very good pump to about 109, 110K. I mean, you're still looking right there at about a 20% pump. So that is what I'm calling for this month. How will I know that I am wrong? How will I know that I'm wrong? Okay, so if you go back to our chart, let us undo everything we just did. Okay, undo, oops, one too far. Undo everything we just did. So, first of all, let's get rid of these outliers. 470% wick high is a massive outlier. That's gone. 44% to the downside. That's a massive outlier. That's gone. All right, let's get rid of our positive closing Decembers. Over on November. My bad, guys. Here we go. Getting rid of the positives. And then we're getting rid of the outliers. Okay, outliers gotten rid of. Here we are. You can see our average high date is the 7th or 8th of the month. Okay, so again, the first week of the month. Okay, and our average high is going to be 5.4%. You see it right here. Okay, so about the same stats as if we were headed to the low side. Okay, but then our average loss is about 12% or so, okay? 12, 13% to the downside. So basically mirrored stats, except if we're going to close positive, the average for Bitcoin is about double what the average drawdown would be if we were to close negative, okay? So if we were to head to the upside right now, right off the bat, 5 to 7%, you're going to be looking right at $96,000, $97,000. Do you see that? $96,000, $97,000. But historically speaking, that means we're going to close down to the tune of about 14, 15%, which is going to put you somewhere down around the $77,000 region, okay? That is not what we want. That is not what I want. I'm not opposed to it, though. The key here, guys, let me stress this. A lot of people can only make money if the market goes up. You bought your bags low, and you have to have price go up in order to make money. Traders don't have to do that. We can make money where it goes up or down. We just need to know whether it's going to go up and down. Okay, simple enough. If it's going to go up, we long. If it's going to go down, we short. So this gives us an excellent opportunity to look out for one of these two moves within the first week. We don't have to wait 2-3 weeks to figure it out. Historically speaking, within the first week, we will know. If we start December to the upside, we'll give you much more specific numbers, and we'll let you know when we take these trades in the VIP Discord. But just looking at it right now, if we get a move right now from December 1st to about $96,000, $97,000, that lets us know somewhere around here we're looking to take a short all the way back down to about $77,000. Okay, great, no problem. We're prepared. On the flip side, if we move to the downside right now, December 1st, and we come down to about $85,000, $86,000, great. That lets us know, historically speaking, we're likely going to finish to the upside on Bitcoin. So we're going to be looking somewhere around here to enter a long, and we're going to take it back up to at least $110,000. Does that make sense? We're prepared. We make money either way it goes. And now with the historical data, we know what we're looking for in advance. That doesn't have to play out like that. No, it doesn't. But it typically does. So if this is going to be a typical December, we know exactly what to look for. So now we're game planned on what to look for. There are also some other indicators that lead me to believe that this is going to be a positive closing month, thus a negative opening to December. And we'll go over those in just a bit. Let me run back into chat and see what we got going here. John says he's been killing it. Jane, we have the bull moon coming up on the 4th too. Ooh, good point. The bull moon, guys. I know a lot of you are not into the hokey moon stuff, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, if you're not into the hokey stuff, no offense to people into the hokey stuff, but if you're not into the hokey stuff, just treat it as a statistic. What does Bitcoin statistically do on the bull moon and the new moon? Just treat it as a statistic. And let me tell you something, there's a clear statistical advantage to using the moons to trade by. you don't want to just trade them blindly. Now, use it as an indicator, kind of like, okay, we're here at the bull moon. Is there confluence with any other indicators to indicate that with the bull moon, we're going to be going up? If you have 2 or 3 indicators that have confluence on that, then it's a great time. And we will go over that. On the bull moon, we will do a video about it as we do every month. So we'll let you know. And again, guys, if you're not comfortable taking these trades, get in that VIP Discord. I tell you almost every single time I take a trade, where I put my stop loss, where I take profit, how much I make on the trade. I'll let you know everything so you can walk through it with me. That way you're not out there just trading blindly, willy-nilly, not knowing what you're doing. You can literally do it with me. And I run about an 89% win rate, okay? It's pretty dang good. I could go look. I should go look and pull last month's stats, but I bet you we're at like 97%. I can only recall one losing trade out of 30 or 40 trades, so yeah, we're up there, guys. We're on a roll right now. All right, let's see here. Yep, Jane says you predicted that moon would do its normal thing after the false new moon. Yep, sure did. Yeah, the false new moon. I did a video back here. What day was that on? Let's go see what day that was on. I did a moon video. A collaboration moon video. I don't even see it. Oh, it was a live. That's why. It was a live video right here 10 days ago. So that would have been on about the 20th. Let's go take a look at the 20th. Yeah, right here. I did that right here on the 20th. The new moon came out that night. And I said right here on the 21st, I said that a new moon typically means downside. We showed the statistics. Downside, a lot of people just short blindly a new moon. And I said, do not do that. Along with Jane, we said, do not do that. We think this is going to be a false new moon, and we will actually pump to the upside significantly. And since that video, we have a total move of 15% to the upside. So we nailed that one. I mean, absolutely nailed that. We went against the trend, just like I'm going against the trend in December, and I'm telling you it's going to be a positive December. But if I'm wrong, we will know within the first week of December, and we will trade it accordingly, guys. That's what I love about this. And likewise, I think the bull moon coming up will be a good bull moon. I think we'll get a pullback. It's on the 4th. So first, second, third, pull back into our target area. Bull moon hits. Draw a little bull moon there. And boom, we're going to be off to the upside. That's what I'm calling for. And if I'm wrong, again, I'll let you know that I'm wrong and how we're going to trade it. We're in a no trade right now. We're waiting to see which way the first week of December goes. We'll take some scalps in the Discord. We'll still do our U.S. market open scalp every single day, but our swing trades, we are waiting for the first week of December to see if the highest set in or the lowest set in, and then we'll take a massive swing trade. Guys, I plan to make the most money trading that possibly I've ever made in the month of December. And I'm going to give them to you guys on the Discord, but I really think this is going to be a good, volatile, big move month, and we're prepared for it. It's not all months do you have clearly defined parameters to where if it goes up in the first week, you're coming down. If it goes down in the first week, you don't usually have that. We have that. So we have pristine setup to make some big profits here. Let's see. Jack's making that money either way. Yeah, for sure making that money either way. I don't care if it goes up or down. Guys, I'd rather it go up. I do have some altcoin holdings, and feel free to drop your alts in the chat. We'll take a look at those. I do have some altcoin holdings, so I would love for that to go up. I spot trade alts. I never leverage trade alts. Nothing's more frustrating than me. You can have a technical analysis done on an altcoin, and it's about to pump. I mean, every indicator you got says we're about to rip, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin dumps. There goes your altcoin TA right out the window because they're going to follow Bitcoin. So it's best to just leverage trade Bitcoin from my experience and spot trade and accumulate altcoins. That's what I have found success with. Jack says the moon stuff plays out more often than not. Yeah, that's true. Kat, yeah, I got scared and didn't get any trade because of that video. Yeah, we'll see. That's partially good. That's great. You got scared and didn't get any trade, but you should have jumped in the long like we told you. So I get it, though. I get it. The trend says down, and this crazy guy on YouTube comes on and says, no, we're going up. You get torn. But let me give you a few more of those and show you that we know what we're talking about, and then maybe you'll just trust our decisions. And if we're wrong, we give you stop losses. We're not going to let you blow up your account. Put your stops in when we put them in. Lose a little bit of dollars. Say you're trading with a $1,000 account. We'll give you a stop loss. Depending on your leverage, you may lose a $50 trade here or there, but you're going to catch a $500 trade sooner rather than later. So give us a shot. John's got leverage, annihilated leverage trading alts. Yeah, join the club, brother. I've gotten annihilated trading some alts too. I finally just said, no more, no mas. Some people can do that, and that's great. That's fantastic. If you're going to trade alts, you can make a lot more money than Bitcoin. But the key is, if you're doing TA on altcoins, you need to also do TA on Bitcoin, and they need to match up. So if Bitcoin's looking kind of bearish and altcoins are looking bullish, Bitcoin's going to pull your altcoin down no matter what. So, but if Bitcoin's looking bullish, altcoins are looking bullish, and you want to ride the alts for a greater percentage gain, by all means, but you got to make sure that Bitcoin matches up with your altcoin, whether it be the upside or the downside. All right, guys, look at a couple of our trading strategies. I posted videos on these. Matter of fact, let's go back to the channel one more time. I've got a playlist category here. Go into this playlist, top level trading strategies. Click on the view the full playlist, and you can see these. These strategies, guys, let me tell you something. Nobody's giving you these. Nobody. These are not your coin flip 50-50, 60-40s. These are all 85% or better win rate with a clearly defined stop loss area if it is going to be a loser. So these are really premium trades. I built my entire trading career based around these strategies, and I'll walk you through them on the Discord when they come up live. Let's take a look at one right here. We call this one Lionheart. Lionheart is a whole video on this. Lionheart is a 100% win rate strategy. Okay, yeah, I said that 100%, and we're awfully close. We're looking at this on the daily. Now, I want to say it runs 88, 89% win rate on the 12-hour. What you can do sometimes is front run this. If you get what I'm about to tell you, if you get this set up on the 12-hour, you can front run it and hope it bleeds over into the daily. If it bleeds into the daily, it has never once failed. That's not to say that it can't fail, and probably will fail at some point, but I'll take 100% trade all day long. Clearly defined losing area too, just in case it does. So what we're looking for here, and this works whether you're longing or shorting, okay? So I'm about to give you the setup for the long because we're about to get it. But if this were inverse and we were going to the downside, you could take this as a short. So I've got three indicators here on the chart. One indicator, excuse me. I got a moving average setup. I've got three different moving averages. The white is the 5. EMA. These are EMAs, not SMAs. The orange is the 13, and the green is the 55. So 5, 13, 55. 100% of the time on Bitcoin on the daily time frame, when the 5 EMA has crossed the 13 EMA, 100% of the time price has gone to the 55 EMA. Okay, and let's zoom in here and check this out, guys. We are so close to getting in this cross. Some of you can front run it. I wouldn't. I have seen this thing come all the way up to it and roll right back over. Okay, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but it could. You're going to make a heck of a percentage gain here anyway. Why risk it? Wait till you get that cross. If it were to cross today from current price action to the 55, you would still have almost a 10% trade. And that's if it didn't keep going. That's just to your first take profit. You take profit there. So here's how you run this trade, guys. Let me show you. And these moving averages can move. It could take 2 or 3 more days or 2 weeks or whatever before this happens, depending on price action. But This moving average could come down a little. It could curve up a little. So if it were to happen today, if you were to cross right now and price were to go there today, even though it rarely goes there in one day, usually takes a few days, this is a 10% move. So what I would do, you get the cross, right? You get the cross, boom. Price comes on up. EMA comes down. You tag this TP1. TP1. Okay? Then, when you come here and set, usually you don't go in a straight line. You'll go up, down, right? Waves, right? I'm going to come set a stop loss below this wave. Okay? Because if we come down below this wave, we're probably changing the trend. Unless it's a quick SFP, a quick wick, and then back to the upside. You're probably changing the trend and headed back to the downside, and this was all you're going to get. So, take profit 1, stop loss below here, and boom. And if it comes back down, bam, and rides back up, we'll look for those take profit somewhere up in here, okay? And when it comes back here and we take a TP2, we're then going to move our stop loss, boom, just below that 55, okay? That's how we ride this trade, guys. 100% winner. Did I say that already? But we are so close. You see how close we are to get. Oops. We see how close we are to getting that crossover. So we're just waiting for it. A lot of times I enter on the 12-hour. We've already gotten it on the 12. We've got it on the 16. We've gotten it on the 18. A lot of times I enter this on the 12. So we would have entered back here. And if we had entered back here, you got the cross. Right? They on that candle. You wouldn't be much in profit right now. About 1%. You did come up to about 3%, but I don't know. I just didn't. The daily is such a significant profit gap there. It's 10% that I just didn't want to front run it to pick up an extra 1%. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's worth it. They're close enough together to where if you don't get on the 12, there's not a huge profit margin on the daily, so you want to try to front run it and watch it bleed over. But the daily has such a huge profit margin at 10%. It just wasn't worth risking it for me to pick up that extra 1.5%. Does that make sense? I'd rather wait for the 100% trade and not risk losing on this 89% trade, even though 89-90% is a hell of a win percentage. I just made that decision here. And this crossed on a holiday week. It's Thanksgiving week. Markets were closed. Some markets were closed a couple days. People were traveling. Volume was weird. Volatility was weird. It was just one of those weeks where something squirrely could happen. And it's less predictable. So I wasn't comfortable doing that. But we did take some other scalps. We took a lot of other scalps. In fact, we took a scalp given here in the Discord. We made it over $5,000 on a Thanksgiving scalp. Here we go. I gave this in advance. I said, morning, y'all. Hope you caught the 5% pump from the 4-hour green dot yesterday. We took that trade. I gave my stop losses. I gave my take profits. And we made something like $5,300 on that trade. Let me see. I will show it for you non-believers. Right there, 104% on a $5,000 account. So something like $5,400. Took it. Got it. A lot of you folks did. I know I got a lot of feedback on that one. Congratulations, you guys, on that one. Jack's been waiting on this trade. West Coast. Morning, brother. Nice to see you. You got West Coast up there in Canada. You got one just below you there in California in the chat, brother. So glad to see you in here. Hope you're taking these trades. I see you in this chat from time to time. I hope you're taking these trades. We are making some dollars. Everybody in here seems like they're doing pretty well. What kind of leverage do you typically do for this type of trade? It depends, John. It depends. Okay, so when I'm doing scalps, I typically take a little bit higher leverage, okay, because I need to be in and out quick, but I also need to make enough money. So when I do typically, and sometimes I'm feeling a little more froggy than others. It just depends. But typically we do, so almost every morning, Monday through Friday, we do the U.S. market open where we take a scalp. Literally, we're generally looking for 1% or less of a move by Bitcoin, okay? I have a video out on this, and and we do it every morning. You should join us. But I usually go 44x leverage on that, and I'm looking for a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So basically, I'm risking 300 to make 900, typically, or 200 to make 600. It just depends on the trade setup that day. But we take it almost every single morning. On the swing trades, it just depends, but on Lionheart, I will probably do a 20 or 25x leverage. So kind of the deal, let me show you a little more on Lionheart. Here's a good way for you to determine how much leverage you need, okay? This is a 100% trade. Let me see if I can find a good example. 100%, so, okay, let's look right here, guys. This is important, okay? This is how you can max out your leverage and feel comfortable-ish. This is how I would feel comfortable. Let's look at this example right here. Let me put a box around it. We're going to look at this example right here, okay? Right there. Put an orange Thanksgiving box around it. Okay, so right here you can see we're on the 12-hour time frame. We're on 12. Let's just go with the 12. Let's go to the daily. I don't want to mess you guys up. We may have to find a new example because the daily is the 100%er. Right here. Put a box around this one right here. Okay. So you can see we get the cross right here. Okay, guys? This is a good question. Somebody asked, how do I determine what leverage that I use? Okay. So you may have to go into your Femex. I use Femex, guys, by the way. I use Femex. Let me post a link, guys. If you're interested in Femex trading, if you don't trade and you don't have a Femex, I use Femex. And I've negotiated a rate with Femex that if you use this affiliate link I'm about to post, you will get the lowest trading fees. And if you do KYC, it is a no KYC exchange. But if you do KYC and trade with a minimum of $100, you could win up to $800 on bonuses. They're easy bonuses for you to capture, but that's the criteria, guys, and that's the link for that to qualify for that and to qualify for the lowest fees. Anyway, back to price action. Let me show you how to set it. So when you're coming here, you get the cross right here, right? You get the cross. You see that? I put it in the circle. Never, ever, ever before has price come back and exceeded the previous high before touching the 55. So the previous high would be here, okay? So you come down, boom, you tag the 55. This is a winning trade. You even came back up, didn't go above it, and came out and went lower. So what you would want to do if you entered the trade here on the cross, right? You entered the trade right here at this circle. You would want to, you may have to trial and error this before you enter the trade. You can actually set your stop loss in advance, and it'll tell you when you're into the trade what your liquidation point would be, okay? You want to make sure for this trade, because it's 100%, I don't always do this big of a range of a trade, but your liquidation, you'd want to be above this previous high, okay? This is 100%. So never before in history would you have been stopped out or liquidated on this trade. Never before has it exceeded this previous high before hitting the 55, okay? So for this particular Lionheart strategy, your liquidation point just needs to be over that previous high. Now, that doesn't mean the high of the previous candle. You've got to be able to look at structure and see that, okay, this was the high before you started the reversal, okay? That high right there, never before has it exceeded. So liquidation point needs to be above that, and then you can go as high of leverage as you like, so long as your liquidation is above that, and you would have had a winning trade 100% of the time. Again, use caution. 100% over the life of Bitcoin doesn't mean it will always be 100%. I would imagine eventually there may be a losing trade on this. So, you know, trade with caution. But I would have set a different type of stop loss if it were me, or a different type of leverage with a different liquidity point if this were an 89%, like a 12-hour 89% win rate, but at 100, I'm going to ride it, and I'm going to try it. So that is how I set my liquidation point for this Lionheart daily setup. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. John, that Thanksgiving trade was awesome. Thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm going to go all in if we get this cross, too. I feel good about it. And what I would like to see, guys, I would like to not see the cross now. All right, so let's say we get it now. This is a little, this is really a broad liquidity point, liquidation point. Because if you were to get the cross now, you'd have to make sure your liquidation level is below this. That is a lot. That is way more than I typically do. I mean, that is 12%. I don't like that. So I would not max out my liquidation or my leverage here because that is big. I'm going to take this on 20-25%. I'm going to have at least a 5 to 7% here, though, which is way more than I normally would run. Way more. I typically run 1 to 2%. But on a 100% strategy, I'm going to give it more room to breathe because it is 100%. Now, they may bite me eventually, but with 100% strategy, I'm going to let it do its thing. So ideally, though, before I got this cross in the next 2 to 3 days, possibly the next week, but 2 to 3, 4 days, I'd like to see this thing come back down and then start to move up. And at that point, the moving averages go something like this, and then you get that cross. And I enter my trade right here at the cross. This average is going to be coming down. We'll take it right about there. TP1. That's what I would like to see. One cool thing about this indicator, guys, you see up here the table at the top right. I've got my two pairs marked out, the 5 EMA and the 13. Those are the two we're waiting on the cross. I marked that out specifically for those two moving averages, and it tells me what the price would have to close above for us to get that cross today. Okay? Some of these, like if you go on the weekly, it says close above 131. Well, that doesn't make sense because I mean, price has never been to 131, so how would you have to go that high? That's if it were to go that high today, because these moving averages move, hence the name moving averages. So this would change every single day, but if we were to, in order to get this white line across this orange line and move that far up in one day, you'd have to go to 131K today. Does that make sense? So this is really cool. If we went to 93.3 today and closed, which is only $1,600 away, you will get this cross today. And I will enter this trade, and I will probably look for this to be a negative month if that happens. Because that means we're fixing to get this move up to the 55, which if we entered at 93.3, that's going to be a 7% move to the upside, which is that 5 to 7% we're looking for. That's what you're going to get first, most likely, which is going to mean downside for the rest of the month. We don't want to see that, guys. We're hoping this weekend, this is a weekend fake out coming up, and we turn back around, drop down 5%, and then move up. Let's see what else we got. This is the Bjorn. I talk about this strategy a lot in my videos. This is a stochastic. We don't have anything really. We can trade this. We're looking at the 5-day. Stochastic is still headed to the upside while volatility is headed to the upside, so we're looking for a move up. But that is long term. That is a big time frame. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. See what we're looking for there. Volatility is really low, so probably some sideways action. Let's look at the 8 hour. Volatility is really low. See this BBWP volatility is way down here. It's so low. That's why you're getting sideways price action. I mean, there's no volatility in the market right now. This is weekend trading though. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where the week opens up. Where the week opens up tomorrow will tell us everything we need to know about which direction this is going to head this month. So Vlad, the Impaler strategy, this is a great strategy. We're nowhere near this one though. We're nowhere near. We need the 55 to cross the 200, and in order for that to do that today, price would have to close for $337,000. So, I guess it's doable. Nowhere near that one, though. It won't have to cross that line for us to get this trade. We will get this trade much sooner than that. It's just if this were to drag this line all the way up to this purple line today, it would take that much price action. But as this thing goes on over the next few weeks, these moving averages will eventually meet. This one will start to come down. As this one starts to come up, it'll meet somewhere like that and then get the cross. And we need this 85 to come on up too. So It'll be something like that. We won't actually have to go to 300K to get this one. Take a look at the VIP Discord, see if we have chats in there. If you're just joining us, guys, join the Discord. If we get 2 more, we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals right now. If we get 2 more people to join with at least the 6-month package, 2 more, then we're going to give away 1,000 USDT Tuesday live on stream to only VIP Discord members, okay? We need 2 more with the 6-month package, guys. Go to AnthonyLeeCrypto.com to get set up. You can also send crypto or pay by card there. We give out all of our trades in advance, and anybody who's in that VIP Discord can tell you we've been killing it. Cat's over for 337K today. You and me both. Do you realize what my altcoin bags would do if Bitcoin flew to 337K today? We'd be giving away $1 million to the VIP Discord. Let me go look at VIP chat in Discord. See what we got going on. West Coast, you've been taking my trades, man? You still on with us? Let me know if you've been taking these trades, how they've been working for you. Let me know, guys, if you have any altcoin requests, too. I'll be glad to take a look at those. Make a look at some Bitcoin dominance. I know you guys love the altcoins. Yeah. I can show you some of those. In the VIP, they're asking about my fitness. Everybody asking about fitness in my VIP Discord. Everybody. For those of you who don't know, I was a personal trainer for 20 years. Get the little workouts in. I owned a gym. I sold my gym to become a full-time trader. Well, I was already a successful trader for 10 years, but I decided to start doing it full-time. I'm getting old. Can't really keep up with the youngsters in the training field anymore. But I trade with you guys full time. Can you look at World WLD WorldCoin, my favorite altcoin? I know it looks like shit on the chart. I know. But in its defense, almost all altcoins look like shit on the chart. So let's take a look. Let me tell you guys, if you don't have WorldCoin, I don't care what anybody tells you. This coin is going to rip when we do have an alt season, okay? I got a big messy chart here with targets, all that good stuff. Haven't looked at it in a week or so, though. Oh, yep. Still looks like shit. But I'm telling you, this thing's gonna rip. Coming down. Let me still have a little market cipher coming down. We're on the weekly time frame. Do we? Let me throw in the line chart. If you're ever looking for divergences, guys, divergences do not go from the wick. I know a lot of people try to play that, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. A real divergence goes by the candle close. It's a big difference, and the easiest way for me to see that is throwing a line chart, because lines only show, like when you have this peak right here, this one right here, those are not wicks. Those are where the candle closed, so it's easy to see if there was a divergence. Currently, we're working on a divergence here. If this continues course up, it's not confirmed yet on the weekly time frame, but we are currently making lower lows in price action, higher lows in momentum. The bad part is money flow is still deep in the red. Yeah, money flow does not look good, but we are making weekly bullish divergence as of now, unconfirmed, at the bottom of the value area low. So we're at a major support area, making weekly bullish divergence. This could get good. If we can get a good alt season here, you're fixing to see this thing fly. Throw back some candles for you guys. When this thing gets up and moving, it's like one candle straight up, 2 candles straight up. Look at this one back here when it decided to move earlier in the cycle when a lot of coins kind of moved. I mean, it went from less than $1 to 12 bucks, a 12x. I mean, in just a few weeks. Look at this. When it took off from 241 to 3 weeks, it was at 12 bucks. So when WorldCoin decides to get up and move, it gets up and move. You're in this falling wedge pattern. It's a bullish pattern. You see my measured move from this. I take it conservative. A lot of people would have taken it from the top of the wedge here. I took it from the middle of the wedge just to be conservative. Still gets you up to somewhere around $5, which would be great. You're coming through this volume gap, just above my target 1. You got a 50%. You get a 2 daily vector candle and a daily vector candle. You get a 50% recovery here, 0.382 fib. Right into the point of control for the bull run, or not bull run, but the run up earlier. $5, good target 1. Got target 2 here at the 0.5, but I really don't like that. I think if you get by this point of control, this $5, I think if you get by this, you will not stop until you get to about 750. Somewhere in there, $5 to 750 would be. I would look to TP1 at $5 and see what kind of strength we have, and I will walk you through this if and when this price action gets there. I will be live. I'll be putting out videos. I'll be bouncing up and down because we're going to make bank if we get to $5 here, guys. I have a large WorldCoin holding, and I don't mind telling you. But I'm not open to just closing it at $5. I'll look. I'll take some profit most likely, but I will look at the strength and momentum and see what it looks like, because I do think if we get past this 382, past this point of control here at 494, I think we will go to 750. So I think we'll breeze right through this 0.5. Maybe a one-day bloop, bloop, and then right on up. You got a massive volume gap right above it. I just don't think this slows us down, guys. Look at this volume gap. Look at this volume gap, guys. Really, the only volume you got is where we're at now and 250, and then this one right here, this $5 range. That's it, and then this big volume gap right up here to 750. So when this thing decides to go, if you break 250, I've even got it on the mark here. If you break 250, right here, that's a breakout to 450, probably closer to $5. But I'll get it right here, which means if I break this line, do not touch it. Sit back and wait till $5. So, yeah, good. WorldCoin. Jump all over that. West Coast says, yep, taking the ones I can catch, small levers, but we'll scale up. Good, good. You should be, if you're taking the ones I'm giving, you should be all winners so far. You should have had no losers. Yeah, good, man. Take your time until you feel comfortable. But if you see me taking them, hopefully that helps confidence a little bit, because I'm not in the business of losing. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I do lose, and I will show you my losers. But I've been on a pretty hot streak for the last month. Yes. Oops, let me see. Sorry, guys. Check out this video, guys. I took this video at the gym yesterday. It's a new machine. I've been a trainer. I've owned a gym for 20 years, and I've never seen this machine before. And I've used it the last few weeks, and it's my new favorite machine. Like, I wish I'd have found this years ago. Let me bring this over here for you guys. I'm lagging really bad. Sorry. I may not be able to bring this over for you. I'm lagging super bad. Here's a really cool gym machine, though. But everything's super laggy. We'll do it another day. Jack, have you done an XRP video? I have not, but I will. I will. I haven't looked at XRP in a long, long time. Let's look at XRPizzle here. Check out the Binance charts. Hang on, guys. Give me 1 second. My laptop's trying to die on me. There we go. I got it plugged in. I don't know. If it dies on me, you know what happened. XRP. Looking at the weekly here. Gosh, what a crazy chart. I know XRP had a little run here. Let's throw volume profile on this. Did I click a fib? Oops. So we came out of the bottom of the range. We bounced to get back to all-time high on XRP. You're looking at a 64% move. That's great. 64%, great. But I mean, looking at a world coin, for example, to get back to all-time high. I mean, you may not get back to all-time, but if you do, I mean, you're looking at 1,800%. Do you want 1,800%? Do you want a chance at 1,800% or a chance at 64%? I mean, even if you underperform on WorldCoin, let's say you underperform and you just come up to that $5 target that I have, you 700% rally, 700% compared to 64. So for me, if I'm going to fool around with altcoins, I want to make a little bit. And you could have made a lot bit on XRP, but not buying at 250. Not buying at 250. Not for me anyway. But you can still make money. It has a lot of potential. But I would wait. I'd wait for the bear market. I'd buy it when it comes down lower. Now the lawsuit is cleared and everything looks good. Wait for lower prices. To me, you've missed the run up on that this cycle. It's not to say you can't make a little bit, but you've missed the run up. I know we're having some technical difficulties here.